Welcome to Falcon's Ledge, and we're playing single-player playthroughs today. This is the series where we play single-player missions that are either included in the game or submitted by the audience. Today we're playing VTOL VR, the second mission of the island campaign called Minesweeper. The goal of this mission is going to be to destroy some drone ships laying mines on the supply routes. So we'll go ahead and get our aircraft configured. Well, that long-range anti-ship missile wouldn't be all that fair now, wouldn't it? So we'll remove that. We're over budget too, so need to get rid of that. And the dumb bombs, they're not very easy to hit ships with, so I think we're going to remove those too. Keep the GAU 8. I think that's mostly, I think we can do it with this. I'm going to reduce the fuel though, because we don't need all that fuel. That way we'll be able to do vertical takeoff and landing if need be. I think that's it. Let's go. Center ourselves in our seat here. And put on our helmet. My control might be out of battery, so hopefully it lasts. Let's get started by getting the battery power on. Gotta adjust our hand controls, because for some reason they don't remember the last setting that you had for some reason, but I need to adjust the seat here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Get our visor down, go with the APU. Oh, engines. Gotta do the engines. Get our displays on. We'll do nav. And TGP. And I guess objective. Yeah, there we go. Get our RWR up. And our info. Don't need this anymore. I think we're about ready. Ah, wait. Interior lighting. Don't need external lights this time. We're going to be doing combat here, so. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Oh yeah, HUD. Might need that. Now we're ready to go. I think on this run we are going to do a short takeoff and landing, which is when you angle the nacelles at 45-degree angle instead of straight up, and gives you the ability to do short takeoff. Not exactly a hover takeoff, but it's very similar. Just short. Just hit the afterburners and give her some flaps. And she jumps off the ground. Lift the gear, remove the flaps, and rotate the nacelles to 0 degrees. And we're off. Look at that! I didn't even flip the plane over. That's progress. Let's go meet up with our escort. They should be out in the distance. I think I can spot a tanker out there if I really need it. Let's look at the waypoint with our TGP. One thing that I don't like about the Windows mixed reality controllers is the way that they manipulate the TGP and do the targeting. I've been told that you can target using the Windows mixed reality controllers, but it's really chintzy. You got to be right in the middle of the touchpad, and you got to click the touchpad down. I will go back and try that and see if I can get it mastered, or maybe I'll even take a little teeny dab of glue and put it right in the center of the touchpad, just so that I can get that feeling, a tactile feeling of where that is. And there's my buddies coming in. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Eventually, I'd like to get a Valve Index with the Valve Knuckles controllers, but that is a little ways off. Got to get a PC upgrade first. The machine that I'm playing on right now is an i7, a Gen 3 i7, 3.8 gigahertz. But again, it's a Gen 3. It's almost 8 years old. So, okay, so we're gonna make this TGP the TOI. That's the SOI, that's the sensor of interest, and that allows you to manipulate that sensor on your HOTAS. HOTASing, for those who might not know, is called hands-on throttle and stick. So every time you grab a hold of your throttle and your stick, you're using the HOTAS of the jet. So we're going to look out there. We're targeting the biggest of the ships. I think a couple of Mavericks might do the trick, but I might be wrong. These things are pretty tough. But I'm not quite in range, so I'm going to close the distance a bit. Hi, buddy. Looks like we're getting pinged now. We fire now and 2. I'm gonna beam them, which is fly at 90 degrees to them, so that if they do happen to launch a SAM at me, the SAM will have the maximum amount of distance that it has to travel, and it'll have the minimum amount of energy by the time that it gets to me. It'll also give me a lot of time to spoof it with chaff and flare. I'm popping a few flares anytime I think they're shooting at me, but I think they're actually shooting at my buddies, so looks like we hit our target, but it looks like it's still alive. I'm gonna turn in and give him another one. It's not targeting him. Yeah, it's not targeting him at all. Well, it's on him. I'm gonna go ahead and fire again. 2 more. See if that does it. Oh, I think... Nope. Look, hey, it's behind him. That's not going to hit him. Oh, getting hit. Let's figure out by whom. Switch to Sidewinders. There they are. Give them one. Let's see. There's a bunch of them. Aha! Splash. There we go. Let's get the other ones. This thing turns like a pig. Then again, it's loaded down with air-to-ground stuff.
Fox 2. Watch out, you got a bandit on your tail.
Fox 2. Splash. Fox 2. It homed in the same one. Dang it. Well, that wasted one. Go to the GAU 8.
There's a hostile on your 6.
Hesitated on that one.
There's a hostile on your 6. Be careful.
Missed. Let's try this again. Still can't control my pipper here. Oh, more shots.
Fox 2 missile range.
That's my buddy's missile launch. I noticed that does that sometimes when your buddies launch missiles.
Yep, that's a splash.
You get an RWR warning that a missile launch has occurred, so that's always unfortunate. Let's see what we can do about these boats again.
Splash.
For some reason I can't move my pipper. Am I at minimum range, maybe?
Box 3.
This outlaw.
Well, I can use the Gao on him.
Splash Bandit. That's one right up your rear. Box 3.
Get some. Taking fire.
Splash.
Switched it to forward. I think he's got this guy.
Box 3.
Yeah, he's got a missile coming in. He should get him. There we go, splash.
Target disabled.
Alright, so I'm going to go try to retarget these guys.
Box 3.
I am curious if there's a minimum range at which we... Yeah, I can see it just stopped moving right there. I can't get it to move at all again. I'll go back forward.
Splash.
Nope. I'll get some distance, see if that helps. The things you learn when you don't know what you're doing. Roll back in. Lock this guy up again. Get him locked, come on. My buddy's shooting his gun at him. Ah, there we are. We're locked up. Send a couple more for him. Give him some Gao 8 again. There we go. That seemed to get rid of him.
Return to base. Command out.
I'm not going to RTB quite yet. There's a couple more guys that still need to go down. Fuel's alright. I'm using a lot of afterburner, so I didn't know if I'd burned up a lot of it. They seem to give you a generous amount of fuel in VTOL VR. Here's our stragglers. Looks like our buddy's taking out some of them, so we'll go ahead and help out with the Avenger cannon. There we are. Sweet. Time to RTB. We'll turn off the Master Arm. We shouldn't be using those anymore. Zoom out. Hit RTB. There's our bearing to the base. We're going to do a conventional landing. Got a little trip ahead of us to get back to the base. So what do you think about the videos that I'm doing? Do you enjoy them? Do you like the VR aspect of everything? I've been considering doing War Thunder single player missions with VR. So each one of them would be done in simulator mode with VR. And then I also plan on to be doing some DCS ones where I will either find training missions, things like that, to learn about the different systems, because the systems in DCS are considerably more complicated than those in VTOL VR. I mean, speaking of that, I mean, looking at VTOL VR, it looks like, to today's standards, it's a little bit on the polygonal look to it. It is not extremely highly detailed or textured or anything, but I come from a generation where the first simulators that I was really flying, and I mean really flying, were things like Falcon 3, MS Flight Simulator, X-Wing, the original X-Wing, 1993. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I grew up with, and they barely had any texturing at all. They didn't have clickable cockpits. The whole idea of what we can do now is just freaking amazing. I mean, all of the interactive controls in this, and having the ability to flip on all of the lights from the inside here, and it's just amazing. So this is kind of what I was looking to showcase in my videos. So I was taking a peek at the Gaue down there. So yeah, tell me in the description down below, is this the kind of content you might want to see? Or I'm also planning on doing a series called Adventures with Iron Spine. Iron Spine is the gaming group that I play with. It's just myself and some of my nephews and my cousin and a few friends. We play mostly things like War Thunder, ground realistic, air realistic, things like that. They're a little bit more on the arcadey side than this, but if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, let me know. Coming up on the approach here. It is kind of funny in this sim where you got all these cities out here and they have no suburbs at all. It's just gigantic city and then poof, nothing. Looks like my buddy's peeled off, so I'm good for approach. Bleed speed. I'm probably going to end up with too much speed anyway, but we'll give it some flaps. Gears out. One thing I'm hoping for in VTOL VR is for the developer to add HOTAS support, where you can fly using the virtual sticks, but you can also put your hands down, click to grab the virtual stick, and then just drop your controller, have it hang from your wrist, and then grab a hold of real HOTAS. Like I've got a Thrustmaster Warthog that I would absolutely love to use in this game. I've got foot pedals and whatnot, so that's what I'm going to be using in the other videos that I do, but it would be really nice to be able to use that plus the clickable cockpits. Boy, that would make a great VR game. Really like showing groups like DCS what they could do with hand controllers. It looks like I'm gonna overshoot a little bit, but better than last time. Flare. And touchdown. Yeah, we should come to a stop long before the threshold this time. We were pushing it really bad last time. Alright. So it looks like we're done. What we learned this time was that I have a lot to learn with ground attack. But if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up and leave comments down in the description, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.